It got me thinking earlier when we were thinking. I was talking to my wife about you coming on. It got me thinking about whether does God have a sense of humour? Because I often think that there's probably a subset of Christians who think a Christian being a comedian is kind of, I don't know, it's not necessarily a profession that a Christian should be in, because we don't usually think of God as having a sense of humour. But is that something you thought about? Does God have a sense of humour? Is God, I don't know. It just came into me earlier. I was just thinking, I know it's not some sort of essential attribute of God, as far as I'm aware. I don't think Aquinas sort of ever mentioned it, but
proof of God existence by humour.
Yeah, I think Plantinga talks of it as one of the properly basic beliefs, isn't it? Yes, I think it's a really good one, isn't it? Because there's only... I was given a prophecy when I started comedy from Genesis 21, verse 6, which is where, I think verse 6 or verse 10, where Sarah says, God has brought me laughter and everyone who hears about this will laugh with me. And it's the laughter of joy when she's having the little baby. So I think God has got a sense of humour, but then it depends what we mean by that, because people want to project onto humour and comedy lots of different connotations. So some people would say, I don't like comedy because it's rude. No, comedy is neutral. Comedy is neutral. Comedians are rude. Guns don't kill people, rappers do, or whatever the phrase was back in with Blazing Squad.
Wappers do. Yeah.
Wappers do. So comedy is neutral, and I think when I became a Christian at the age of 22, I was experiencing a joy that made me laugh a lot. I was laughing a lot with joy, and that was around the same time I went in to comedy. And so for me, there was no disconnect between going into comedy and being a Christian, because first I'd been called into it, I felt sent into it, and becoming a Christian filled me with such joy that I was laughing a lot and smiling a lot, and people definitely saw the change in me. So does God have a sense of humour? Yes. Does that mean that he likes a bit of blue for the dads? No, I don't think it means that. Does God ever punch down? No, he doesn't punch up either, because there is nobody above him. But I think that when comedy is used to speak truth to power, another myth is when people say to me, comedians are the modern day prophets. No, we're not. Comedians are yes men and snake oil salesmen. We're not. We are not really prophets. But it is potential. There is potential. Comedy could really be prophetic in terms of, and I suppose there are people like who am I thinking of? Mark Steele and people like that, Mark Nelson, who speak truth to power. The kind of social activism comedians. So that's prophetic in a sense. But generally, I just think that God is lots of things, and we don't want to become too limited. It's like when people say, what happens at the cross? At the cross, God takes the punishment for the sins that you deserve. Well, yeah, that's true, but other things are happening at the cross as well. Mm-hmm. Even in Hebrews, in I think one of the first chapters of Hebrews, it talks about two separate things that are going on as Jesus dies. So to limit God to he has a sense of humor or he doesn't have a sense of humor, he's naughty or he's nice, he's angry or he's not angry. Well, God is love, but because he's love, he's also angry. He is angry because he hates things happening to his kids. He hates injustice. He doesn't just love everything. He doesn't love evil. He's not an idiot. So again, it's all about this nuance, isn't it? I wouldn't want to overload the idea that God has a sense of humor, but of course he has, because he invented laughter. And when you laugh, all the tension is being expelled from your body. Laughter is like a leaf blower for the soul. So laughter is literally the release of tension from your body. And when you leave a comedy club that you've enjoyed or a comedy night you've enjoyed, you feel the endorphins being released have made you feel better than when you entered the club. What an amazing spiritual gift. That hasn't happened by mistake.